Hello and welcome back to ZOHO Box course. Today we will complete what we began last video. In the last video we discussed purchasing or purchases cycle and also explained different kinds or different types of documents used to record that transaction in ZOHO box. Today we will we will complete by taking practical cases for each type of a transaction. As you see here, we have expense, a recurring expense, and bills, annual journal, purchase order, and other items. Let's begin to see how we can manipulate and record that kind of a transaction using a journal, using ZOHO box account. Let's discuss, or let's see in details the first transaction in one of December paid bill number for Hadara company. This amount, I think it's related to paid internet bill number for Hadara company in this amount. How we can make or record this transaction. Return back to ZOHO and purchases, and here click expenses, and exactly a new expense, head office date 1 of December. So return back, choose the correct correct date, and from expense account let's internet, IT and internet expenses. The amount here is 125 tax. Let's return here. Let's try tax inclusive. Okay, so return, and here the tax is this one, and tax is inclusive, and the method of payment here we choose cash according to that transaction. Okay, so vendor, you can add a new vendor, and also I think it's Hadara company. Okay, return back Hadara company and Hadara company. Okay, and Hadara company. So let's scroll down and save. So we choose our vendor and go down and save. So we add the expense in our ZOHO box account. What is the next transaction? The next transaction in the 1st of January, monthly rent payment 1,000 ILAs, paid cash, tax inclusive, contract still to June 2025. Recurring expense. So why we classify this expense as a recurring expense? Because monthly we have, for 6 months from now, we have to pay the same amount for the same account and also for the same owner. In this case, we classify this transaction as recurring expense, and let's go back to ZOHO and to see how we can process this. We go to from purchases, recurring expenses, and click new recurring expenses, and also we have to identify the name of that transaction, monthly rent payment, and it's repeated monthly. If it's began from 1 of January and it will be ended at the end of June. The expense here is rent expense. The amount is 1,3,100. Tax, as mentioned, tax inclusive. For that we have to choose tax inclusive, and the method of payment cash according to the transaction, so we choose cash. And if we have any other details we can enter here, but that's enough, and we have to go down and save. Okay, this is the monthly rent payment. Okay, it's active and it will begin from now and it will be ended. So every month ZOHO Box automatically will create a new expense related to this item, and this accounts will be affected by the new one. The third one is the company received electricity bill number 978 with 175 new Israeli shekel, amount tax inclusive. Okay, so here we have to go back, but before, why we classify it as bill? Because there is no indicator that we paid that bill. For that, because there is no payment till now, we have to process it as a bill document. Okay, go back, and here we will go to bills, a new bill. From here, create a new bill, and we have to identify the vendor, electricity, okay, Gaza company, for example. It will not be in our list, so you can go down and add a new vendor, Gaza company. Okay, here also we use this and scroll down and save. So Gaza company, head office, bill number. From here we can get the bill number. Okay, go back and enter this number, the date, I think there's no date, so today date, and we have net 15 days, and the subject you can write electricity for January or etc. And here we have to choose tax inclusive. So exclusive, we have to change this to tax inclusive. Okay, what are the accounts affected by this bill? Here we have to go to account, utilities. There is no one. Oh, okay, let's have a look at the accounts or expenses accounts. Okay, advertising, bad debt, bank, consulting, IT and internet, expenses, meals, office supplies, uh, other expenses, printing, purchase, discount, rent, repair, salary, travel, uncategorized. Uh, uh, we can here choose this one. Rent, office supplies, and the quantity one rate. I think okay, 175, 175. Okay, and that's all. There is no discount, there is no other additional information. For that we go down and save as open. So this is the second transaction. Let's move to fourth one. Here we talking about buying a fixed asset called car. So before we begin to making the bill, we have to get assurance that that in our chart of accounts this kind of fixed assets is appear or listed there. So go back to, and from accountant, chart of accounts, we check the fixed assets. As you see, there is no car, and only we have some two accounts classified only as fixed assets. The first one, property, and the second, furniture and equipment. In this case, we have to go to add a new account and classified it account type. We choose fixed asset, and account name, let's say car or cars. I think that's enough, and okay, save. In yes, we have cars in our chart of accounts. In this case, we have to return back to purchases and bills, and also we have to create a new one. Okay, in the first vendor from Al-Andalus company. Okay, so we click here. Al-Andalus is not in our vendor list till now, so we go to a new vendor and add this vendor to our list. Okay, and that's enough. go down, save. So this is the vendor bill number. From the question we return back 332. Okay, and we have to fill it in here, and the date, as we mentioned, 1st of January. Okay, and what else? Useful life. Okay. Tax inclusive. Okay. Here we have to choose tax inclusive. Okay. And after that we choose the account from here. Cars. Okay. Quantity 1. Rate. I think okay. VAT. And we go down. In the notes we can write useful life 10 years, straight line method apply. For what? This for depreciation issues, and after that save as open. So we recorded the car in our ZOHO box. So after that, because we talking about a fixed asset, so fixed asset should be depreciated during the accounting periods. For that, ZOHO box doesn't provide automatically a processing for depreciation, so manually we have to go and make a journal or accounting journal, and in our case we here talking about recurring journal because we use straight line method. So that means monthly we have the same amount during the useful life of that asset. So how we can do that? We return back to ZOHO box, and let's click this one, and we also click journal entry, and we have to choose the date, journal entry number 1. Okay, notes, monthly depreciation expense, in this case we cash-based journal, no, and it will be in Israeli new shekel, yes. And here the accounts affected, the first depreciation expense, and the second one here accumulated depreciation, okay. We will complete this transaction in the next video. Thank you very much till here, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.